actually very common for the father to decline to do the paternity test. And this
because there'll be hell on earth waiting for him. Can you imagine? They're like with the wife in the room. Do you guys want a paternity test? And the wife's like glaring at him and he's like, no, I'm okay. Guys, 23andMe. Just do it. Double check. All right. What up, guys? Today on my reaction series, we're talking about paternity fraud. Studies show that 22 to 28% of men in the United States could be raising a child that is not theirs. Men have been calling for mandatory DNA tests at birth for years, but society will not listen. Guys, if your woman has your child, even if you are married, get a DNA test. They sell them over the counter at drugstores. Do not be a cuck and raise someone else's kid that's not yours. And guys, today in 2025, I gotta be honest, if you get bamboozled like this, the woman is evil, but it's a little bit of your own fault because it's way too easy to get paternity tests now. This isn't 20 years ago. This is 2025. So here are stories of men that are going through paternity fraud. And by the way, women have types, guys. So if they cheat, just because the kid looks like you, most of the time women date the same kind of men. So like most exes look alike.
a lot of comments saying that paternity tests should be given at every birth. And while I do think that it's necessary in some cases, it is actually very common for the father to decline to do the paternity test. And this
because there'll be hell on earth waiting for him. Can you imagine? They're like with the wife in the room. Do you guys want a paternity test? And the wife's like glaring at him and he's like, no, I'm okay. Guys, 23andMe. Just do it. Double check. All right. It's very easy to do nowadays.
particular case, the father thought that he was the only one that the woman was sleeping with. They both signed a voluntary declaration that he was the father and that there were no other possible father. Now the question is, how could he write that when he doesn't know who this lady is sleeping with? But in his mind, he was with her all the time, so there's no way that she could have been sleeping with someone else. Well, lo and behold, she found a way to sleep with
When women want to be whores, we'll go through hell and high water to get it done, you know? We'll go to the ends of the earth.
somebody else, and there was another father. And there was a positive DNA test for that particular father. So this lady is facing charges of perjury because she lied to the court, let them know that there was no other fathers, and she also signed a voluntary declaration of paternity, which is also under penalty of perjury, saying that there were no other possible fathers. So like I said in the previous video, the paternity judgment was overturned and he did get his money back. My client is still thinking about whether or not he wants to press criminal charges against her. But y'all
Do it. Press charges, fellas. You gotta stop giving these women get out of jail free cards. All right, we got another one. You know, I sat on a plane with a woman once who told me she was out of all her siblings, she was the firstborn sibling and she had a different dad because the mom lied and then got more kids off of the dad. And apparently the parents stayed together even through it. But she said she always felt different than her siblings, but just couldn't figure out why. As most of you know, I have been fighting on the front lines of the simp epidemic for years, but I need to tell you about a quiet weapon being ratcheted up against men that is rarely talked about. It's not just the relentless anti-masculinity propaganda and OnlyFans hoes causing the societal issues that we discuss on this show. Did you know that the average city's tap water contains trace pharmaceuticals and endocrine disruptors? This often includes estrogen from birth control. The average adult consumes a credit card worth of plastic every single week. That's 5 grams of plastic a week on average. So it's no wonder that the average male's testosterone is half of what the average was 50 years ago. Testosterone levels decline 1% a year, and without a course correction, we are headed towards extinction. No matter how based you are, you need to be naturally boosting your testosterone. My friends at Chalk, CHOQ.com, are on a mission to save mankind from extinction by boosting your vitality. Chalk's Male Vitality Stack contains premium and potent herbs clinically studied to naturally boost your testosterone levels, sperm count, and overall vitality. Just one of the many ingredients in the Male Vitality Stack was studied in double-blind human clinical trials to boost total testosterone 20% in 90 days. When you boost your testosterone, you'll have more mental clarity, you're more capable of making decisions and taking risks. Having high testosterone will also affect your pheromones, so women will find you more attractive subconsciously. Get the Chalk Male Vitality Stack right now on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. Use my name Pearl as your coupon code and you'll get 25% off site-wide on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. My name Pearl is the discount code.
Okay, I do want to clarify that our journey is with my husband and his daughter. And It was totally devastating. My husband's daughter, my stepdaughter, or my daughter, whatever, however you want to say it, 5 years ago did a DNA test on ancestry, and she discovered that she wasn't a match to the person she thought was her father. And so it was a whirlwind of events, trying to get a DNA test. At first, DNA test for my husband. At first, I was totally against letting him know.
Why would you be against that?
And she wanted to respect my wishes, which was very gracious of her. However, for her story to move forward and her truth to be led and to shine, I had to inform my husband when we got the DNA test back that he was 0% chance of being this little girl's father. She did, when she came to me, she did stress that she wanted to make up and mend the relationship with her dad. And so that is the journey we're currently on. It was the most horrific conversation I've had to have with my husband when I told him about the DNA test. But he's been very supportive of his daughter, and the relationship is based, there's no point in lying. Because neither one of them have to be in it if they didn't want to, and if they didn't have love for each other, which is a beautiful thing. It could have been very easy for either one or both parties to say, you know what, we're not related, have a good day. That didn't happen. The desire to have a relationship is great for both. And so I just wanted to clarify that it is my husband's daughter, is in this journey as well. And again, I can't stress the amount of innocent victims based on one person's choice to lie, not come forth, or to do a responsible thing and have a paternity test when there was more than one person that the mom was seeing at the time. So again, more to come. And I really look forward to hearing back from those of you that may have experienced such a journey, and any information, resources. I would love to find an aggressive attorney that
Good. Put that hoe in jail.
would be interested in leading the charge to change this law.
Oh, I thought they were going to sue the mom. Damn. I mean, the law is good too, but yeah. Women will do terrible things and just get away with it.
Which will be in my next segment, but a brief overview is unless unwed mothers and fathers of the baby do a DNA test. Married people do not. And, it is presumed or assumed, I can't remember the wording exactly, but I will have it, that if you're married, it's presumed that you're the father. And my husband was told that, his girlfriend told him that she was pregnant, and he wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah, that's another man's villain origin story. Okay, I'm going to read this article about woman who forged paternity test avoids prison. A woman who forged a paternity test and lied to her ex-partner about him being the father of her child has avoided the prison sentence. Beth Fernley, 26, told Ryan Hampson in 2019 that she was pregnant and unsure about who the baby's father was. Fernley pleaded guilty to fraud by false representation at a hearing last month, and she was given 13 months suspended for 18 months. So 2019. So the kid's like 5 or 6 now, maybe. I don't know when this. Okay. Gareth Roberts, prosecuting, told the court how Fernley had asked Mr. Hampson for 300 pounds towards a DNA test and then sent him screenshots, which she claimed were from the company Easy DNA, and showed him there was a 99.99% probability he was the father. Mr. Roberts said that the documents were later confirmed to have been forged. Sentencing recorder of Liverpool Judge Andrew Menery said there was a particularly dreadful offense which has had a profound effect on many people, including most particularly Mr. Hampson himself and also members of his extended family. Whether it began as some sort of apprehension because you find yourself pregnant with someone who wasn't your partner, or because you were keen to create some sort of protected family, is hard for me to understand. He said when police became involved, she continued to deny she had lied in a perpetuation of sinister dishonesty. Mr. Roberts said after he was shown forged DNA results, Mr. Hampson bought items for the unborn baby and resumed a relationship with Fernley, who he had been with for 4 years before they broke up in early 2019. He was at the baby's birth, his name was on the birth certificate, and he bought a house with Fernley in 2020. She later forged another letter which claimed the company had a mistake and he was not the father, the court heard. When Mr. Hampton contacted the firm, he was told they had no record of the tests. He contacted the police in July 2022. So 2019, I think was, so the kid's either like 2 or 3. Fernley was arrested when he found out, Mr. Roberts said. Regarding a statement to the court, Mr. Hampson, 27, said he had felt profound grief, confusion, and heartbreak after learning the child who he had formed a strong bond with was not his. He said, my entire world fell apart. So again, that's a woman trying to get the genes from someone else and getting someone else to take care of it. The provisioning, right? The emotional pain of people asking me about my daughter is unbearable, and it brings waves of grief and sadness I can't control. Tom Worsfold, defending, said Fernley has shown insight into the impact of her crime and has demonstrated she accepts it was wrong of her, in her own words, to play God. Fernley was ordered to undertake 10 days of rehabilitation activity and do 200 hours of unpaid work. She was also ordered to pay compensation of 300 pounds. God, nothing, and a statutory surcharge. Okay, so she got away with it. No consequence. I mean, I see why men don't even bother taking the women to court. I don't know.
This particularly dreadful woman forged paternity test results and lied to her ex-partner about who her child's father is. She has avoided a prison sentence. Her ex-partner Ryan Hampson said,
"My life is ruined, basically. I'm currently in counselling to rebuild everything that I have been led to believe in. However, I am now rebuilding my life. Psychologically and physically, this has just torn me."
Beth Fernley told Ryan Hampson in April 2019 that she was pregnant and unsure who the baby's father was. Liverpool Crown Court heard that she asked for £300 for a DNA test and forged results saying that there was a 99.9% chance that he was the father. Ryan Hampson then resumed
Go get it yourself, fellas.
his relationship with pregnant Beth Fernley. He was at the baby's birth, named on the birth certificate, and bought a house with her in 2020. After she forged another letter claiming the company mistakenly named him as the father, he contacted the DNA firm and they told Hampson they had no record of the tests.
And the thoughts of even being a father, I don't even know if I want to anymore because of the experience that I've been through.
Beth Fernley pleaded guilty to fraud by false representation. She was ordered to undertake 10 days of rehabilitation activity and do 200 hours of unpaid work.
Fraud, literal fraud. She gets 200 hours of community service. Let me know what you guys think, guys, in the comments. Like the video on your way out. Please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.